Have you ever looked at your contact list and then realized that someone you used to speak to every day has quietly disappeared from your life? Or realizing that someone actually wasn't your friend? Or accepting that the friendship has simply gone its own course? I had a friend, Zora, and I knew her since I was 6. We could spend days and days together and talk to each other until early morning every day. And honestly, we knew each other's life better than anybody else at the moment. We shared life together until we were 24 years old. And not gonna lie, at that moment, it broke me even harder than all of my romantic relationships. I think we've all heard the advice real friends will always stay. But real life is much messier than that. So today, I want to talk about why people leave, why friendships change, and how we could be okay, although we feel like we have no friends at all. Hey, my beautiful people, welcome or welcome back to Unfiltered with Freya. I'm your host, Freya, and I'm so happy you are here. I hope you are enjoying a beautiful day. Actually, Oxford weather is pretty good. It's just really hot, but it's sunny. It's pretty nice. I got myself an iced coffee. Whether you are making your coffee or laying in your bed or just doing your skincare, I'm so happy that you are here. And let's get comfortable and talk about friendship. I had a bestie when I was 14, 15 ish. Let's just call her Lily. Of course, her name is not Lily, but anyways. And at that moment, I had really, really short hair. I'll put a photo here. So you can see people in the school always like constantly joke that I looked like a boy. I was so insecure and inconfident. Lily was the opposite. She was one of the popular girls in our school. And looking back, I think that could be part of the reason that I admire it so much because I couldn't believe that someone like her wanted to be friends with me. And there was another guy called Ray, and I liked him for about 5 years at the moment. And Lily was the only one who knew about it. And she always judged my taste and constantly asked me like, oh, why do you like him? He is like, not handsome or anything. And I was like, oh, I just do. And one day, Lily and I were hanging out. She just told me to reply a message for her because her hands were full. So I picked up her phone, and before I clicked the message that she wanted me to reply to, I just saw the last message she sent to Ray. And that was, what if I tell you that I have feelings for you? I didn't open that chat. I just froze. I felt like my heart has just sank into the bottom of the sea. Everything inside of me felt like heavy and cold. I can't even remember how I got home that day. I just can remember that um, I cried all the way back. The strange thing is, I never confronted her. I've never told her that I knew or I have seen the message. Maybe I was scared. I was scared that if I brought it up and she would stop being friends with me. And at that moment, losing her friendship is even scarier than losing the boy I liked. So we carried on like nothing happened. We still talked, we still spent time together. But I knew that something inside of me was different. And eventually I changed the school and we slowly stopped talking. There wasn't any drama or fight. We just drifted apart. And until now, sometimes I still think about it. She wasn't a horrible person, she wasn't terrible. She was there for me through a lot. And we generally shared a lot of happy memories together. So sometimes I've been wondering, like, why everything changed. Was she a fake friend? Or we were just two teenagers, figuring ourselves out and made mistakes, but didn't yet know how to fix it. I don't think my story is unique. Yours probably look different. Maybe you weren't betrayed over a crush. Maybe you just woke up someday and then realized that your best friend has become a stranger. No fight, no closure, no any drama, just distance. And I think that is the hardest part of the friendship. Unlike the romantic relationship, there is no breakup conversation. Most of the time, it just faded away. Another friend I want to talk about is Rora. As I mentioned, we knew each other since we were 6 years old and we spent 18 years together. Um, she was one of those people that I thought she would be in my life forever. But after I moved to the UK, we slowly stopped talking. There was no like fight or drama or anything. We just spoke less and less, and until it is normal to not hear from each other. Last time I messaged her was when was going to spend my holiday in my hometown. I messaged her saying that I would come back. And I really would like to see her during those 2 weeks. And I'm not sure whether she would be free. Unfortunately, we didn't manage to see each other at the moment. um, she said that she would be busy because she was in her bridal era and she needs to plan the wedding and, you know, juggle like million things. Um, and then I just suddenly realized that we two are just simply living two really different lives at that moment. So sometimes I think like friendships or like going home after school. You walk on the same road and you chat, you talk about everything and nothing. And one by one, you reach the different street and you say goodbye and continue the journey home. But the difference is this time we didn't have a chance to say goodbye. For a long time, I kept asking myself, how can two people that was so close to each other, nearly like share the life together, became strangers? But I think that is the wrong question to ask because friendship is not meant to be there, stay there, and never change. Because people grow, people move, they make new friends, they build new connections, and they carry more responsibilities. And life is going on, and lives would take them to somewhere maybe we won't be together. I understand it could bring some feeling or sense of loss or emptiness, but it is totally fine. When we talk about friendships, people often focus on how to make friends with right people. But what I want to say is maybe the lesson is how to let people go. Because not every friendship ends because someone was fake. Some people hurt us, maybe because they didn't know how to deal with the situation. Some people leave because life takes them to somewhere else. Lily was a big part of my teenager time, and Zora spent 18 years with me, shared 18-year life with me. Although our friendship changed, they are still real. They still shaped the way I became. And I think the hardest thing of losing friends is accepting that you can miss someone without wanting them back. And you can be grateful for those beautiful memories without trying to create the past. And maybe growing up means understanding that people are like the chapters in a book. Some people could stay from the beginning to the end, but some people just appear for a few chapters. But every chapter matters. If you're watching this or listening to this and you feel like you've lost friends, or maybe you're in the season where you feel like you don't have many people around you, I hope you could remember this. Being alone doesn't mean you are unwanted. A friendship ending doesn't mean you weren't worthy staying for. Some people, they leave not because you were not enough, but because life just took them to somewhere else, some other directions. And while we continue meeting new people, building new connections, and creating some new memories, we can still also carry those old ones with kindness. Maybe the goal is not to meet someone who will never leave and stay forever, but the goal is to become someone who loves deeply, let go gently, and also still be okay with yourself when the road changes. That's all for today's episode, and thank you so much for being here and spending time with me. If you have any topics that you want me to talk about in the future episode, please feel free to leave a comment. I'd love to know your thoughts and your stories. I wish you all the best, and I hope you take good care of yourself. And much love. I'll see you next week. Bye.